All right, hey, what's up, guys? Coach Mac, Play Fast Football. Today I'm going to do a video on fronts to complement Tite. And actually, while I'm doing the video, I want to pose a couple questions to you guys out there. If you're offensive coordinators and you had the game plan for tight front stuff, three high stuff, what would be the next thing that would give you the biggest issues? All right, I'm always looking for protection pieces, so I'm going to look at a couple of things we did this past year, and then I'm going to throw up the things that I think are possibilities for us. And then I want you guys to kind of, if you can, comment, message me, and let me know what you think would be the biggest issue for you on offense or offenses in general coming off of tight front stuff. Make sure you check out some of our partners, GameStrat. It's the sideline replay company we use at Bishop Kenny High School. I've used it for the last 5 or 6 years. If you're looking for highly reliable, highly affordable, with great customer service, check out GameStrat. Dome hats, the headwear company we use with Play Fast Football and with Bishop Kenny High School. If you're looking for completely customizable, you design your own hat, amazing online hat builder. You change the style, colors in each panel, eyelets, top button, embroidery, enclosure on the back, completely customizable. You design your own hat. Every hat has a story. Check out Dome. Baker Sporting Goods, which is the company we use for our coaches' gear, sideline gear, practice gear, players' spirit packs. Our uniforms are distributed from them. You can set up fan stores with them to where your fans can buy things online on their store. If you want everything in one place where you can get all of your gear in one convenient location, make sure you check out Baker Sporting Goods. Just Play, which is the playbook software we use at Bishop Kenny High School. I use it on my Patreon site. I use it if I'm going to speak at any clinics. We use it for our installs. We also use it for a lot of our team meetings and game plan meetings. So if you're looking to take your program to the next level, make sure you check out Just Play. DifferenceUSA, the ultimate striking machine. We set them up in our weight room here at Bishop Kenny. Get thousands of reps without needing a partner. It sets right up on your squat rack and is compatible with pretty much every squat rack that's out there. All right, if you want to work on striking and being violent, you've got to practice being violent. 21 players on the field are going to strike somebody on almost any given play. So make sure you're working on those things in the offseason with DifferenceUSA. So most of you guys that have been following know that we're a tight front, 3 high team. This is our base alignment. All right, simple 2x2, 2x1, 2-back structure. I apologize. And could be 20 personnel, 11 personnel. Not going to get into 3x1 components and all those things right now. I just want to take a look at the base structure. This is our base structure, right? So when we present this picture as our base, we know that it gives people some issues with their rules. We know that we're going to see specific game plans, right? We know that we're going to get people to try and use different, methods to attack the tight front. So we feel like in the world we live in, we can kind of manipulate or at least we can try to dictate, if we can, what the offense has to do to us, right? So we're going to see pin pull. We're going to see different theories that we can kind of, I feel like, narrow down the types of runs we're going to see because of the tight front, and it messes with their rules a little bit, right? So we're trying to, in whatever way we can, mess with the offense, mess with their rules, see if they have, for what we're seeing, a certain way that they want to attack tight front, and then can we work on defending those things? Well, once you get that in as your base, you're always going to need protection pieces. So this offseason for me, the big one is, what other things should we be doing to protect tight front? Okay, so there's the structure, right? Straight head up nose, 2 4 eyes, 2 inside backers, 3 2 box, apex Sam linebacker, 2 high safeties, corners, middle safety playing off of wherever number 3 is, formation dependent. All right, but that's the base structure, right? 5-man box, so a light box theory. All right, but we're always going to get 6, 7, 8 involved somehow in the run fit, just like everybody else does. Okay, so with that picture in mind, 4 eyes, head up nose. What is the next thing that protects this? So obviously you want to protect the C-gaps, right? So we know that we can protect the C-gaps. But what would be the next thing that would give people the most issues, right? So some of the things we tried last year, all right? We tried some mid-front stuff where we used the Mike as the 4th, and we brought him up from the weak side away from the Sam linebacker. So we kept the tight front intact, all right? We brought the Mike off the weak side edge for the mid-front, left everything else kind of the same. All right, had to teach our middle safety a little bit different now that we're losing a Mike in that A-gap. Runs away, had to kind of play him a little bit slower backside in that A-gap, okay? But every front, I think every front change or coverage change, I think is going to have some issues or some things that you've got to take care of. We tried to stay 3 high last year as much as we could because we didn't want to change how we fit things. So if anything, I could change what I was doing with the middle safety because that's the spot I coached, all right? But I didn't want to change our run fits too much. We also played some even front, all right, this past year. So we also played some even front stuff where, and for us, I'll keep the personnel the same. All right, this was the end tier. This was the Mike as the 5. Nose went to the 2 high. Anchor went there. Still tried to play it from 3 high. All right, so we had to do some things to cancel out fronts. Cancel out gaps with our front. We had to move some guys here or there depending on the formation to get the ball sent where we want it sent. Okay, so this obviously as an over front or an even front, this is going to present another picture to the offense coming from our tight front, right? Well, this, for most offensive coordinators will tell you, they love blocking over front, even front, all right? They think it's very simple for their guys. Obviously, you got to execute, all right? But when offensive guys draw up things, they normally draw up even fronts because it's sometimes it's usually the easiest to block. Now, a good over front that moves a little bit, has great players. That doesn't mean it's easy to execute against. But when you're drawing things, it's real easy to just draw up even front, 2 high. We know where everybody is. Draw your plays up. I get in the habit of doing it too. But coming from tight front, is this a bigger changeup than maybe using the mid front theory to protect the weak side C gap? Now, I do understand that they're all theories and you'd like to plug and play every one of them when you need them. So I'm not saying that the mid theory was bad for us. I'm not saying that the over theory is better or worse for us. Obviously, this protects both C gaps, right? Okay, if we stay in a 3 high world, now we've got to figure out and make sure that we are tying that middle safety again to some of the A gap fits on runs that go away. Or our middle safety, because in coverage it's the same, we could teach our middle safety to play down more like a Mike linebacker. Well, now when we do that, we're creating a 6-man box with the over front, still playing our same split field principles. Is that more of an issue for the offense coming from tight, right? Would that be more of an issue for the offense? Staying in the 6-man box world, would a stack front be more of an issue? So if we went from tight front and then we came back and we played stack front, and we use the middle safety as our apex nickel because he's also had to play that before and he's taught how to play that. If we came back from tight and we went to stack and we went to our basic split field, so this would now be generic split field, not 3 high, because we've now taken the middle safety and rolled him down to be the nickel strong. And obviously when you get into stack, there's plenty of movements built in. I played stack before where these guys were 5 techniques and we didn't move. We just fit it as a 6-man box. Obviously we moved at times, but our base structure was 6-man box, fit it, 5 techniques, and then we fit things off of the blocks of the tackle and the mic fit off the nose. So is that, as a 6-man box theory, is that more challenging for an offense, going from a tight 3-2 box with 4 eyes to a stack look with 5 techniques and 3 linebackers stacked in a box? So again, all of these things are going to get to 6-man boxes, all right? With the exception of the last one, I'm going to show you the Okie front stuff that we did. But when we go to mint, that's probably going to play more like a 6-man box, especially if we walk the middle safety down. When we go to over front, even front, it's going to play like a 6-man box, especially if we walk the middle safety down. 3-3 stack is going to play like a 6-man box, okay? So if it's a 6-man box in theory, which one coming from tight is more difficult to block or to handle or to game plan for? And that's where I'm going to need your help, or I'm asking for your help, is if you're an offensive coordinator or an offensive line coach or something, for coming from tight front and the game plan that you want to put in for tight front and the rules that you need to take care of for tight front, what would be the next piece that would cause you the most issues? Right now, obviously, if we could carry 4 of these pieces, it would be great. If we could carry the 4-2 box and the 3-3 box, all right, obviously the more things we carry, the more multiple we become. But if we become multiple, but yet bad in what we are executing, the multiplicity really doesn't do us any good. So I want something that we can keep simplistic in nature, that is a protection piece for the tight front. So we know where we got to protect the tight front. We got to protect the edges. So the mid front protects one edge, over front protects both edges, stack front protects both edges. So which of those theories the mid-front theory, the over-front theory, the stack 3-3 stack theory, coming from our tight front, which of those is our next best choice to give the offense some fits or to make their job more difficult? So what are we really trying to do? We're trying to make their job during the week, the offense coordinator's job, the line coach's job, the quarterback coach's job, trying to make their job more difficult so that they have to prepare for things that are going to be difficult for them to do. If they know they're going to see tight, they're going to have their tight game plan. Every offensive coordinator, especially the last 2 or 3 years, has spent the offseason game planning tight, and these are the things we like, and we love arcing and reading the 4-eye, and we love getting the ball to the perimeter, we love pin pull, we love unbalanced sets. Okay, well, when we have another answer, can you work on all those things in just your tight game plan while knowing that you have to cover the other ones? Now, most guys are going to answer that and say, well, we already cover the over front and the 3-3 stack in our base rules. We're able to handle that. All right, well, can you handle that while still getting your tight front game plan ready? All right, so that's what we're looking at. We know we got to protect the edges in the tight front. We could do it with the mid front. All right, we could do it with the over front. We could do it with the 3-3 stack front. We could protect both C gaps. Which one is going to be a better component for us and our personnel, all right, and which one is going to be a bigger headache for the offense? We have also, this past year, we played some 3-4 stuff. So again, moving the middle safety around, we played some 3-4 stuff where we brought the middle safety down away from the Sam, and we played our traditional split field coverage stuff. This goes back to a 5-man box, a 3-2 box, but now when you're in this look, how do we protect the edges? Well, we got to move one way or the other, right? So we've got to bring people to protect the edges. So we can move that way, which is the standard way for most 3-4 teams. We could swap it and come from the field side or the strength, all right, like your angle 3 swap, and now bringing that guy down, kind of in the one of the first creepers that they talk about all the time, that field side strike, Sam, whoever that is coming, okay? And now we're slanting away, and depending on how you want to look at it, one look we get to kind of under, one look we kind of get to over based on where the 3 technique's going to end up. Okay, so now this is a 3-2 box, more of an old school Okie front, right? Presenting a different picture for the offense. Now we're split field again, we're not 3 high. So now we're kind of balanced to both sides to where now we've got inside backer, outside backer, inside backer, outside backer. So we've got that kind of mirrored look depending on where you want to count the nose. On each side we've got, all right, down lineman Mike, outside backer, down lineman Will, outside backer. So now we're kind of balanced. Where we really loved this year is it was an adjustment to 2x2 teams. So in order to protect some of our tight 3 high stuff, one of our adjustments was going to this package where now we were balanced to both sides. We could play RPOs to both sides. We could keep our overhangs where we want them with using our middle safety opposite the Sam. So that was one adjustment that we used this past year. Okay, so if you're an offensive guy, all right, and again, if we played this theory in tight, you're going to say, well, you're really not protecting the C gaps. Well, yes, we are, because we always have overhangs to where the ball's going. No, we're not protecting the edge of the C gap. No, we can't spill pullers. No, we're not playing with a 5 technique. But either way the ball goes, we have an edge defender. So for us, in our base tight front, the C gap away from the Sam is really the issue that we've got to worry about all the time, because anything that goes to the Sam side, at least we have the Sam body there. All right, as a presence. He's not up on the line. He's removed. I get all that. But at least he's there. Where we had issues where when teams got us into certain formations, and then you're going away from the Sam in certain things. All right, so that's why the mid front was a theory protecting the C gap away from the Sam. All right, this theory right here was putting edge defenders or overhangs on both sides of the football. All right, and last year, to be honest with you, we played it from tight front. So we played it from tight front and played the same fit rules with these guys, and then we had an overhang to each side, and that was a protection piece. Okay, so for me, now I want to figure out where I need to spend my time. So when I go from tight front to my next package, what's the next best package for me, my personnel, but what causes offense the most trouble? All right, what gives offensive coordinators the biggest fits? And then, is there one more that I can get to? I probably can't get to all of them, all right, and be good at all of them. I may be able to get to all of them, but I don't know how good I'm going to be at all of them. but I probably can get to at least one and maybe one other. So is it over front, 4 down? Is it mid front, sending a fourth off the edge weak, protecting the weak C gap? Is it 3-3 stack with 2 C gap players and 5 techniques? Is it everybody head up in a 3-3 stack and now we're moving everywhere? All right. Is it 3-2 box or 3-4 theory with a middle safety rolled away from the Sam in a traditional old Okie world? So which one is the next best after Tite? All right, which one is most effective for us and our players? Which one gives the offense and the offensive coordinator and the O-line coach the most trouble? And can we play more than one of those protection pieces with our defense? Do we have enough time? Are we good enough to coach it? Can we get it taught? All right, how many of those protection pieces can we carry? So in this video, or if you have me on Twitter or any other way you can contact me, I want to hear from you. If you're an offensive guy, what would give you the most trouble when you're game planning for tight front? What's the next thing that you really don't want to see to say, okay, we've got a good tight front plan ready, but if they do this, we're going to have a couple issues. All right, so I want to hear from you guys. You can leave a comment in the comments section, or you can hit me up on Twitter if you want to. I want to hear what your thoughts are, and let me know what you think would give you the most issues if you were getting ready to play a tight front team. All right, I'm getting ready to kind of exciting news. I am going to launch a Play Fast virtual clinic series where we are going to try and do 10 clinics through the month of July, starting in March. We're going to do one tentatively scheduled right now. We are going to do every other Thursday, so 2 every month, every other Thursday, trying to figure out right now how many seats we want to be available, whether we want to use Zoom or Microsoft Teams, so that we can open up more seats or not have to use the professional version of Zoom that costs more money to get more than an hour unlimited time or whatever it is. I'm a Zoom guy, but I don't have the professional version, so everything would cut off in an hour. But we want to do 10 clinics, March through July, okay, and we want to do one every other Thursday, so 2 a month, all right, and we want to give people a chance to either listen to any clinic that they want for a small fee, or they can buy a season pass, right? So what we're trying to figure out is, obviously, what's the right program to use, or the software we want to use? Do we want to use Zoom? Do we want to use Microsoft Teams? You know, how do we want to go about opening up X amount of seats, first 50 people, 75 people? How do we want to do that? Topics that we want to cover, speakers that we want to get. So just decided, I know I've said in the past that I wasn't going to do virtual stuff, but the way the world is right now and having a hard time getting the venue that we want, we've got some other ideas for the Play Fast Clinic in person is going to happen again. If not in 2023, it's going to happen in 2024, because I am absolutely disgusted with the state of in-person clinics and the topics and what people are talking about. And I mentioned that on a YouTube Live, so I am definitely throwing my hat back in the clinic world. We will do them again. I just want to make sure I do it right when it's in person. So for now, there's enough interest out there. I've asked a lot of our followers, a lot of the people that I talk to, and they would love to see some type of continual virtual clinic, all right, through the Play Fast moniker. So we're going to do one, try and do 10 of them, March through July, right, all the way up to the season. Going to try and do them in the spring, even though we have spring ball. And then next year, the plan is to do them January through July, probably 14 of them, and an in-person live clinic, because like I said, it's a big pet peeve of mine. I'm heck bent for leather to get back in the live clinic world, because I think we can do a good job. So if you've got any speakers you'd like to hear from, leave their names. I don't know if I can contact them or get them or not. If you have any topics you want to hear, if you think there's a better idea for doing virtual clinics, if you think 2 a month is not good, if you would want 1 a month, 1 a week, whatever your ideas are, I would love to hear them. Make sure you turn on your notifications, ring that bell. You know every time we do a video, we go on YouTube Live. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, all right, and become one of our loyal followers on the channel here, up over 24,400 now, so growing every month. Amazing where it's been the last 10 years, so make sure you click that subscribe button. Thumbs up, thumbs down if you like the material or you don't. And then, especially with this video, please leave a comment about what we're talking about in the video. What do you think would give you trouble? What would you like to not see next if you're an offensive guy? And then if you have any input on what you would like to see with the virtual clinic stuff, let me know, all right? Again, I appreciate everything you guys do for me, trying to continue to build, grow, do some different things with the channel that we haven't done before. So I finally stopped procrastinating. These things are going to happen. I am going to speak them into existence. So be on the lookout for that stuff. And I will, I'm not going to build a website. What I'm going to do is promote everything through YouTube and Twitter. And we are going to do it that way. Keep the overhead down as much as we can so that we can pay the speakers and do all the things that we want to do. So hit me up with ideas about clinics. Hope your off season's going great. I hope if you went to any clinics, I hope they were better for you than they were for me. I went to the Nike Coach of the Year, got some really good information out of it, but just a little bit disappointed in how many topics were similar, talking about the same thing, and I think we can do a better job in the clinic world, so that's my goal. Hope everybody's healthy out there. Hope the weather's good. It's 88 here in Florida, and it's going to be in the 70s or 80s for the next 2 weeks, so absolutely loving life. If you're up north or in the Midwest somewhere, hopefully the winter ends soon for you guys, and when you get ready for spring ball, hopefully everything's going well. Remember, hit me up, messages, contact me however you can. Hit me up on Twitter. Give me the ideas you like, the ideas you don't like with this video, with the Play Fast virtual clinics. Let me know. That's how we grow. That's how we get better. Remember, you won't play well until you play fast, and I will see all of you next time.